Okay, well, the beta has come to a close now. And a lot of people out there have been giving their reviews on the beta. And they're telling you, well, if you should buy Modern Warfare 2 or should you lay off of it or whatever. But what does Chris Jones think? What does Chris Jones think? What is his opinion? What does he recommend that I do? Now, I'll always say, I recommend you do what you want. I am not going to be a channel that tries to steer you in the direction of doing something else. Do what you want. I'm just going to speak on my experience and what I am going to do and what I like to do. If you agree, shout out to you. If you don't, kick rocks. It's that simple. Now, gameplay you're seeing here is, of course, of weekend 2 or the last weekend or however many weeks it was. This is the last weekend of the game. Last beta of the game. And I'm playing. And, my first initial reaction to the beta on the original video was a positive one. It was positive. It was all positive vibes. That was because it was my first game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 did not know Chris Jones yet. They had no idea who I was, and they had no idea what my gaming skill was, so they just put me in the base lobbies. And I dominated them lobbies. And then I played weekend after, when they opened up the crossplay. They opened up everyone who wanted to play the Modern Warfare 2 beta. I had a chance to play. And guess what? I stopped having fun. I had fun one game. That was before they knew who I was. Once they knew who I was, they seen I was pretty decent at the game. They took the fun away. All beta. I'm in here. Crossplay on. Just playing bunny hoppers and dolphin divers and sliders and Twitch TV people and TikToks and Facebook gaming. Just all the sweatiest human beings in the world all combined into one lobby because I decided to have a decent game in a bot lobby. As for my review of the game and how I feel about the game, it's Call of Duty. Yes, it's the love-hate relationship. That's what we have. We'll always have that. It's starting to turn into more hate than love. Why do I say that? Well, because we can discuss the maps, right? There is not a map, and I should say it like this. There's not a map that I like. There's maps that I dislike, but there's not maps that I love or like. There's not maps that I see on the screen and I say, let's go, I'm about to have a good game, this my map. I don't say that. I don't say it anymore. Even if I had to pick a favorite map, it would be Shipment. But do I necessarily like Shipment? Well, yes and no. I like it because you're going to always have a good game on that map, or you should. You'll have an equal opportunity to have a good game, I should say. Your kill rate would be high on that map, Your kill rate's going to be a little bit high. You'll be able to get some chances to get some streaks, max out some weapons, whatever. It's a quick level up map, But it can be very repetitive and become tedious, and now you're just sitting there losing brain cells over gaining actual skill. So Shipment has its pros and its cons, but if there was a map that I would pick to play on a lot, it would be Shipment. I guess you can say I like the map Rust that was brought back. That's like a map that when I see, it's more of an upbeat feeling over just a bland or a dislike. But outside of those two maps, there's not any maps where I see it and it's just like, yeah, man, let's go. I'm ready to go in. Every map is just like, all right. But then there's definitely maps where it's just like, nope, I'm out of here. Deuces. Back out. We definitely got them type of maps. But as far as the maps on the beta, they're all in a bland spot for me. if there was a map that I would say I would dislike, or map, my least favorite map of the beta would probably be the museum map. Partially because, you know, I've had a bad experience on that map. I haven't had a map. I haven't had a game on that map that made me think otherwise of the map. You know what I'm saying? Typically, people like maps because they tend to have better games on those maps, and they dislike the maps where they don't. Museum is a map that does not play to my gameplay style, I guess. But as far as the other maps that I played on, I didn't go into ground war or anything, so I can't relate to those maps. I know it's a beta. You're supposed to try everything. I get that. But the game will be out, and every mode has its purpose. Ground war is not my type of mode anymore. It used to be, but I just prefer team deathmatch or hardpoint. Of course, you're not seeing that in here. Domination is probably my least favorite, but I think during this time, hardpoint was not in the beta at the recording of this video. So it was just domination and team deathmatch, and domination is just team deathmatch with flags. That's my opinion on domination. But you know, the maps, you know, the guns seem pretty. The guns are decent. I like the guns. But even then, I didn't play the beta enough to really, like, I didn't spam it, I should say. I didn't spam the beta enough to, you know, max out different weapons and all that other stuff, because it's just a beta for me. You know, it's not the actual game. I know it's a way to get a head start, but it's a beta, and you know, multiplayer is just sweaty. Call of Duty is sweaty. You know, it's just sweaty, and I'm not a casual. I wouldn't say I'm a casual or a bot. I'm just an average gamer. I'm your average gamer. I enjoy video games. They take up a good chunk of my day. But we aren't trying to, how should I say, like, prove anything when I play the game. You know, I'm not getting on the game to prove that I'm the best man in the lobby, best person in the lobby. I'm just getting on the game to just try to improve things that I lack in every time I play the game. But the people that play Call of Duty now, man, you already know they out here grinding, as I air quote that. They're out here grinding. They're out here gaining subs and followers, and look how sweaty, and look at my movement. I want to be the next Joe Woe. I want to be the next this COD Pro, this COD Pro, this COD Pro. I get it. Cool. You do that. But where do people like me land? You know, where does the average gamer land? You know, I'm not a bot, like I said. So my KD is always going to sit around about a 1, you know, about a 1 to a 1.2, you know, so that's average, right? That's about average, or maybe it's slightly above average, but like, that's where my KD is going to sit. Back in the day, I was about to say back in my day to show my age, even though I'm not that old, but back in the day, a 1 KD meant you was good. That you couldn't be below a 1 KD back in the day. So that's where my standard is set. 1 is average. Maybe now 1 is a little bit above average. But 1 is average. And where is it in the world where, you know, people like me who average 1, have a 1 KD, how are we supposed to enjoy the game where, because we average that 1 KD, we in the lobby with movement kings or fake wannabe movement kings and bunny hopping berries and slide canceling Steves, and you know, now we have Dolphin Dive Daryl. So what are we supposed to be doing with those guys? You know, look at my movement in my gameplays. I am more precise, precision type movement. It looks body, but it's not body. My sensitivity is just slow. You know, I have a slow sensitivity because I like to be accurate with my shots. Turning fast doesn't make me feel like I'm better. Being able to aim, shoot, and fire on the enemy, like, great. That which makes me feel better. Me sliding, jumping, dolphin diving like Daryl doesn't do anything for me. It just doesn't do anything for me. So, you know, we went over maps, we went over guns. The guns cool, but they're guns. At the end of the day, they're gonna be the same guns that we always used from prior games. They can't really give you any variants of guns because all guns are like created equal. They're all the same. So even this is an army game, so every army game we're gonna have the same type of guns, just different names, different powers, whatever the developers decide to boost during the tenure of the season is up to them. We dived in. That last little rant I just went on dove into the player base, dove into the skill based matchmaking, dove into. I didn't talk about the perks. Perks. That's a subjective statement. What do you like to do? Do you like to rush? Do you like to drive? Me, it looks like I'm gonna be using a lot of Phantom. I'm gonna be using a Phantom perk class. Now, I know you can create your own custom perk, but Phantom perk class seems to fit me. I like to be off the radar. I like Ghost. I like Cold Blooded, and what else is part of that Phantom one? Ghost, Cold Blooded. Basically, like I said, man, I guess you can just call me old. I'm old school. I'm the old head. All I do is, you get me a nice little UAV jammer, get me Cold Blooded to kind of stop the score streaks from shooting me when people go out there and get their score streaks, and keep me off the radar when UAVs get called. And, that other perk can be anything. That could be the wild card perk. Those are just the main two perks that I need, and Phantom gives me that. So that's why I like Phantom, and I pick Phantom. Perk packages, I think those would be pretty cool. That'll bring a new element to the game. It'll help craft or hone whatever you like to do. The perk packages, I feel like, will help you steer you in the right direction of where you should be looking. Now, of course, Call of Duty's logic is that a ghost player or a stealthy player is like a rusher. They always give Phantom's main gun is a submachine gun, it seems like. So, and even the past few years, like the Ghost default class has always been an SMG. So their logic is you stay off the radar to move faster. My logic is I just like to stay off the radar. I don't have my sensitivity or the movement skill to be able to run fast in this game, because now it's more than just running, shooting, and aiming. You know what I'm saying? It's more than that now. Now you got to run, dolphin dive, bunny hop, slide, left, right, strafe. You got to do a whole bunch of stuff now to be considered good movement. Me, I just like to run and shoot. That's it. Run, aim, shoot. That's it. That's how I play. So that's why I tend to stick to assault rifles and LMGs, because those are more catered to my skill or my gameplay. But yeah, as far as everything else, let's talk about that. I ran into a cheater. I don't have the gameplay recorded, but his name was Ruby. Was it Ruby Bat? I think his name was. He was a flat out cheater. I mean, in the beta. Do you know how low of a life of a human being you have to be to cheat a beta? A beta. The game ain't even out yet, and you just cheating. But hey, everyone is just different nowadays. Cheaters really don't have any. I've never heard a cheater give a good logical reason of why they cheat. They make up excuses on why they cheat. Oh, the company sucks. Oh, so if you think the company sucks, instead of not playing their game, we're just gonna hack their game. Okay, cool. I cheat because people cheat, so I'm cheating too. Okay, well, that's gonna help the cheating problem. Now, when they finally do decide to do something about it, you and the person that caused you to cheat are both gonna be gone. So now what? So what do you get out of that? But hey, I'm starting to learn as I age that there are people in this world that are just, I'll be polite and just say different. They are different. They are abnormal. Is there something wrong with being abnormal? What makes normal normal? That's a question for another day. But these are just people that think different. They think different. And hats off to them for thinking that way. If I had to make a decision today, would I buy Modern Warfare 2 or not? I would tell you no. I would tell you I would not buy it. There is nothing in this multiplayer that makes me want to come back to it after the beta. There's nothing that makes me want to come back to it. I know that betas are their best maps. So the 4 maps that they allowed us to play on are they going to be their best maps in the game. More often than not, they're putting their best foot forward in the beta, so they're going to give you what they think is going to be the most action-packed maps of the game. So this is it. Every map outside of these 4 that was on this beta are probably going to be trash, and they'll probably start to, give the 24/7 modes like Museum 24/7. I can already see that being a beta, and Farm 24/7. That's gonna be a beta. I mean, not a beta, but a playlist as well. But like I said, if I had to make a decision, Modern Warfare 2 would not get bought right now. It would not get bought at all right now, because I really don't see no purpose of playing multiplayer. I see now multiplayer is just for straight Warzone, but if it's like, why would I pay for a game when I'm about to spend most of my time in the free version of the game? You see what I'm saying? Yes, you can rank up you can rank up your levels faster in multiplayer, get camos and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, this might be the first year I might actually be a lot better at Warzone if I continue to not buy it, because multiplayer and Warzone play completely different. You know what I'm saying? Multiplayer, the things that work in multiplayer don't necessarily work in Warzone. So if I want to be a better Warzone player, I feel like every time I play COD, I should be playing Warzone instead of playing multiplayer and then going out to Warzone, and now we're in a whole different ball game. We playing multiplayer on Farm 18 when it's nonstop action-packed fighting going on, right? And then you go out in Warzone and it's the slow-paced shoot once every 2 to 3 minutes, or once every 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your playstyle, So I think this might be the year where I just have to max everything out in guns. Now, it's not set in stone. I may still have to get on multiplayer if the leveling out on Warzone is takes a minute. But if it doesn't, that'll just be kind of where we keep our focus on. But hey, let me know how you feel about the beta. Will you buy Modern Warfare 2? Or will you do like I do and just play Warzone for free? Let me know.